Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please subscribe and keep watching for more detailed videos. The legacy of the Forrester family has always been built on strength, elegance, and the vision of one man, Eric Forrester. But lately, viewers of The Bold and the Beautiful have noticed a shift in the patriarch that feels far more ominous than a simple midlife crisis or a creative slump. We are seeing a version of Eric that is increasingly erratic, defensive, and perhaps most concerningly, disconnected from the reality of the empire he built. For months, the rumors have been swirling. Is Eric Forrester showing the first signs of dementia? If you've been watching closely, the breadcrumbs are becoming impossible to ignore. It all started with what many thought was just a clash of egos between a father and a son. Eric's recent tensions with Ridge seemed, on the surface, to be about design. Eric wanted to create one final legacy line, a grand statement to prove he still has the golden touch. Ridge, however, was dismissive. He encouraged his father to enjoy his retirement, to play pickleball with Donna, and to leave the heavy lifting of the CEO office to the younger generation. Initially, many fans sided with Eric, feeling that Ridge was being unnecessarily douchey or disrespectful to the man who gave him everything. But as these scenes progressed, a different, more troubling vibe began to emerge. One of the most telling moments occurred in the CEO office, an office that Eric still refers to as his, despite the fact that Ridge and Steffi have been CEOs for several years now. During an uncharacteristic outburst, Eric began listing off everyone he felt was intruding on his space, growing increasingly hostile and paranoid. This wasn't the calm, sophisticated Eric Forrester we've known for decades. This was a man who seemed lost in his own building, unable to grasp the current hierarchy of the company. When Ridge gently pointed out that the office is now a common executive space, Eric's reaction was abrasive and strangely territorial. This kind of personality shift, moving from composed to irrationally angry, is often one of the earliest psychological red flags for cognitive decline. Then there was the incident with the stapler. It might seem like a small detail, a piece of office equipment, but in the world of soap operas, every prop tells a story. Eric went on a passionate rant about a specific stapler he claimed to have used since the inception of Forrester Creations. He was devastated that it had been thrown out recently, seeing it as a metaphor for his own obsolescence. However, Ridge revealed a jarring truth. That stapler had actually been discarded over 10 years ago because it stopped working. At that time, Eric was still very much in charge. The fact that he remembered using it as if it were yesterday and was convinced it was only recently taken from him points toward a significant lapse in long-term memory and a distorted sense of time. While the show has officially introduced a storyline involving Eric's struggle with arthritis, many believe this is merely a red herring or a secondary condition designed to mask a much deeper issue. Eric has brought his grandson, RJ, into his confidence, begging him to keep the secret of his shaking hands. RJ has even offered to teach Eric digital design tools to bypass the need for a physical pencil. But for those who understand the progression of dementia, the arthritis might just be the physical manifestation of a broader neurological struggle. The brain-to-hand connection is failing him, and his desperation to hide it suggests he knows, on some level, that something is fundamentally wrong. The behavior we are seeing aligns closely with the early stages of dementia or Alzheimer's, which are distinct but equally devastating. Dementia isn't just about forgetting where you put your keys. It involves damage to brain cells that affects communication, behavior, and emotional regulation. Eric's sudden pissing matches with Ridge, his bouts of paranoia that he's being ousted or put out to pasture, and his confusion regarding his current role at the company are textbook symptoms. He is losing his presence, that ability to stay grounded in the here and now, and it's manifesting as a desperate, angry fight to hold onto a past that is slowly slipping away. This brings us to a difficult question. Is this the beginning of an exit storyline for the legendary John McCook? McCook has been the heartbeat of The Bold and the Beautiful since its very first episode in 1987. At 79 years old, he has spent over 36 years bringing Eric Forrester to life. While there has been no official word on retirement, soap operas often use medical storylines as a swan song for their veteran actors. A dementia plot would provide McCook with incredibly heavy, Emmy-caliber material. He finally won his first Daytime Emmy for lead actor in 2022, and a storyline of this magnitude would almost certainly put him back in the winner's circle. It would be a heartbreaking but powerful way to honor the character's legacy, showing the vulnerability of a titan. The current dynamic with Donna Logan also adds a layer of tragedy to this theory. Donna has been Eric's honey, his source of joy and stability. But if Eric is indeed descending into cognitive decline, their relationship will be tested in ways we haven't seen before. We've already seen Eric's temper flare up around those he loves most. If he begins to forget Donna or lashes out at her in moments of confusion, it will be a tearjerker of the highest order. The writers are setting the stage for a massive emotional payoff,
that Eric is
and the
simply a
signs
proud
are pointing
artist
towards
with a
frustrated
long,
by the
difficult road
limitations
ahead
of
for the
age
Forrester
and a son who
patriarch.
doesn't appreciate his genius. They point to the fact that Eric is still sharp enough to manipulate design elements and mentor RJ. But soap opera storytelling is rarely that simple. The shaky hands a secret, the confusion over the office, the obsession with a decade-old stapler, and the uncharacteristic hostility are all converging into a single narrative path. When you piece these fragments together, they form a picture of a man who is fighting a war against his own mind. As we watch the coming weeks, pay close attention to Eric's episodes. Does he repeat himself? Does he lose his train of thought in the middle of a design pitch? Does he mistake the present for the past? These are the indicators that the show is moving beyond a physical ailment like arthritis and into the territory of a neurological crisis. Whether this results in a long-term battle or a final goodbye for Eric Forrester, one thing is certain. The show is preparing us for a monumental shift. The king of the Forrester empire is faltering, and the ripples will be felt by every character in Los Angeles. The Bold and the Beautiful has a chance to tell a deeply resonant story about a condition that affects millions of families. By using a character as beloved as Eric Forrester, they can highlight the dignity, the frustration, and the tragedy of dementia. While we all hope to see Eric standing tall at the end of a runway for years to come, the writing on the wall suggests that his greatest challenge won't be a rival fashion house or a family feud. It will be the quiet, steady fading of his own brilliant mind. Keep your tissues close, because if these signs are what they seem to be, we are witnessing the beginning of the end for an era. Come back to our channel for all your updates. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel.